Ladies and gentlemen, it's my pleasure to talk about something that has been occupying my evenings for the last little while, and that is these little events that Grinding Gear is running in Path of Exile, which I think are a really great way for people to get introduced into PoE. They're running some seasonal events now and for the next few weeks where they're taking one little segment of the main game, of the big open campaign, and compartmentalizing it into this little chunk of it where you can just have a ton of fun. You get access to all the fun stuff really easily, and you can get a good idea of what PoE is all about without being overloaded and bombarded. Because when we did the blind run playthrough, that's what most people are scared of with PoE. It's like, it's too much, and then I'm committed to a character, and it's kind of awkward to fix. Whereas with what they're doing here with these seasonal events, is that you can whip together a character and see what it's all about within a couple of hours without all the going through the entire story campaign, without hunting things down. You can do it in a really small area. So I want to do two parts to this video. In the latter half, I want to talk about why I'm enjoying it and the things I really like. But before we get to that, I really want to introduce people to what this is about who are our non-Path of Exile viewers, because this game is intimidating. There is no doubt about it. It is intimidating, and I think this is such a cool way of introducing you into Path of Exile. So the event I've been doing is my favorite. It's one of the reasons PoE let me know that they were doing this. They just kind of sent us a private message saying, we're doing Endless Delve. And that's what we're looking at today, is Delve. Delve is pretty simple. If we look here at the subterranean chart, you can see we've got basically a giant mine, and we dig as deep as you go. It is endless. It just keeps going and keeps going, keeps going. And as you can imagine, the deeper you go, the more difficult it gets, the better rewards you get in terms of gear. Monsters get stronger, all that kind of stuff. That's what happens. Now, you are completely locked off from the rest of the game. You spawn here at level 1. You just start here. This is the only area you'll get to go to during this little weekly campaign. That's all you're going to get. Now, what you get alongside that is Lily. Lily, if we go to purchase items, Lily sells absolutely every skill in the game. So you can look up a build you might be interested in, or simply have a mess around, which is what I thoroughly encourage, and start playing around with it. These characters don't last very long, which means you get an pretty increased level of speed of leveling, so you can try out your character and just, you're not bothered if you lose it, let's be honest. That's the whole point of this, is you're not particularly bothered. It's just to set yourself up to get going and check things out. So Lily's going to sell you anything you want, so all the skill gems are there. You can buy them, sell them, delete them, do whatever you want, mess around with them, swap them. It's all there for you. You're not going to have to go through a lengthy campaign, which on average for a first-time player, it took me like 16 hours or something like that to get through the campaign. You're going to have a really good character going within like 3. It massively squashes the rate of investment into the game that you need to see what your character is capable of. Really cool. On top of that, it also cuts out a lot of the extra stuff you need to do when you're leveling your character. Let's open the terrifying talent tree, shall we? The absolutely, the thing that scares most people to death is this talent tree. Now, again, because you're, like, really accelerated in terms of your character's progression, you can delete the character and go again if you want. You could try out 4 or 5 different builds. It doesn't particularly fucking matter. It's all good. But here, you can see this, like, extra circle I have in the middle. This is your ascendancy. In the main campaign, in order to do this, you have to, like, complete puzzles and things like that to get keys to access a challenge in order to get this. In Delve, it just gives it to you. Once you hit the certain level, it just gives it to you. So you can go and spec into that as well and mess around with it, which is, again, fantastic. You just come out and you see this Altar of Ascendancy here. That is something in the main game you're going to have to go through some hoops to get through. Fun hoops. I love them. But still stuff that it's just going to give you in this mode. It still gives you the option, this Voltaxic Generator is the upgrades that you get in Delve. You still upgrade those, but because you're only going to be doing Delve, you get them really quickly, and it's not a particularly big deal at all. It's really just so simple. So, how does it work? Simple, really. So, let's jump in here. Now, I'm at the mode. I'm actually going to die first to show you kind of where I'm up to. I need some gear. If we click here, this is a node I've already unlocked. So, let's explain this map just a little bit to people who aren't familiar with it. So, we have this minecart, yeah? You see this little minecart here? And we're going to click where we want the minecart to go. And it's going to try traveling there. Now, all around us in areas we've not been, you can see it's dark. Yeah, it's very, very dark. And if we move into the darker area, you see I got this purple glow around me. Now, I'm pretty resistant to this darkness now because of them upgrades I did upstairs that I just showed you. But you can see I am dying. Okay, I am dying. So what you do is this minecart here actually emanates light. And the light allows you to travel through this mine and keep going. So we're going to follow the minecart. Now, the good thing is the minecart will go as fast as you're going, as long as you're going in the same direction, which is pretty good. But, yeah, I want to die, first of all, to show you kind of like the fun aspects of it. So we're going to choose the crawler. Now we get to pick where we want to go. So I'm actually after gear. That's what I really need right now, because if I look at my character, he's a decently high level, he's pretty good, but his gear is atrocious. Like, it's absolutely awful. It's like level 30 gear. I'm like level 70-something right now, but I'm still pretty uneducated in terms of upgrades and things like that in this game, and I haven't really seen anything for a while that's been like, oh, that's a clear and decisive upgrade. So my weapon is bad, my armor is bad, etc., etc. For the stats I would look for this particular character. So what I want to do is I want to focus on getting gear. But as I said, I'm kind of hard stuck right now. I'll show you why, which means we're going to take a different path. So first of all, let's get ourselves killed and we can deal with this. Now, I am playing Flicker. Be warned, we're going to go fast. We're going to go fast. It's going to get faster and faster as we go. You can see the minecart is now following me because I'm Zoomy Boy. And I'm going to charge my way through everything as quickly as possible. Do you want those, though? Thank you. Thank you. Now, you can see the minecart will keep going regardless. So, although I can go ahead of the minecart and it will speed up, the vice versa of that, of course, is that the minecart will continue to go, regardless of if I want it to or not. It's got to keep going. So, we're going to follow this minecart around. We're going this way. We're about to get absolutely blitzed, which is fine. I'm fully aware of what's about to happen. Not a problem. Try and kill some of these mobs and work our way through. I'm currently playing a Flicker build that does extra cold damage. Oh, getting spicy. Woo! Keep going, keep going, keep pushing through. We can see we've got lots of enemies at this point. I'm going to chunk some of my potions. You can see on the bottom left there. They're going to give me things like extra armor, extra evasion, and some bonus critical strike chance. I'm going to die soon. Nope, still good. Yeah. I was getting my frost golem out there. I have an ice golem that's actually going to tank some of the damage for me. It's a bit of a defensive ability. But you can see the mobs are starting to get heavier and heavier and heavier and heavier. Maybe we'll do okay here. Let's get a totem down. This totem debuffs the enemies so they take extra damage from me. Oh, watch out for that giant fireball, because, you know, why wouldn't you, right? We don't have the damage here. More damn, more damn. As I said, my gear has left me behind. Oh, we're dying. We're dying. Let's keep away from this thing, because this thing is going to hurt. If it hits me again, I'm going to use my Enduring Cry, which gives me a lot of HP back. So, maybe... It looks like we're going to kill this, actually. I'm waiting for it to almost one-shot me. Cool. All right, we cleared the trash to the area. So, we've reached the node that we selected we want to go to. And on that node, it showed us a weapon, which means this area will drop weapons for us. So, what we need to do now is, one, we're going to get our frost friend out. We have to click these nests. That's going to spawn some of these rowers. You can see these are rower nests. These tend to be kind of nasty, so fingers crossed. I get my cry out, so I actually heal myself up. I'm mostly healing from my cry, not from anything else. Keep slapping away with that flicker. I am directing flicker, by the way. As wacky as flicker looks, I am directing it on where I would like to go. Oh, I'm starting to get hurt here. My cry's not back for like 4 seconds. It is my R ability. So you can see this one resists elemental damage. Obviously, I do cold damage. Not exactly great. Oh, hold on, hold on. Wait till that war cry refreshes and then I can heal back up. Let's get this back down again. Ow. Okay. Dancing, dancing, dancing and leaping. Right, I've got my war cry back, so we'll get back in. You can see how low my damage is compared to where I am actually in the map. Let's do the next nest. Let's get our totem back out. Keep going. We're really hoping to see... What we're hoping for here, by the way, is a really big sword. A big sword would be nice. If we can get that big sword, that would be a good news day. I was expecting to actually get one shot here, but we seem to be doing okay. Oh, no. Oh! Wait for the war cry. War cry them. When I use my war cry, not only does it heal me, it actually gives me defensive bonuses, which are very nice. Ow. Get the totem down. Warcry is back. Let's Warcry in here. Get the defensives up while I'm trying to do some form of damage. Taking some damage. Couple of seconds till Warcry is back. Let's get back in. I'm going to Warcry as soon as my health starts to yo-yo. Like that. Now, these are very nasty mobs, so I'm kiting a little bit because I really don't want to fight without my Warcry up. I'd like to get my totem out. These might kill me.
I'm not up to that just
Ooh! Alright, I got my defensive golem out. It does powerful crits, this enemy. It not only resists my elemental damage, but it also does powerful crits. So, and it has life regen. So you can see why this thing is taking a little while to get down, but we're going to get there. We're going to play it a little bit safe. Come on. Oh, I'm dying. I'm dying. I'm good. I'm good. I'm regenerating that health. I'm regenerating that health. I do have health gained on hits, so the faster I can hit, the more health I will get. All right, one last nest. Let's get the totem back out. This build definitely favors lots of smaller enemies like that. Okay, we did it. Cool. So now we've done that. These. Oh, no, we haven't finished. Oh, okay, okay. Are we happy? Nope. Ow. Ow. And we're dead. And we're dead. Leeches life off you. Resists cold specifically. Yeah. So, that's what I expected to happen a little bit earlier. Now, that's not the end of the world. It's really not. It doesn't matter in this build, so we can redress ourselves up. But what we can take from that is going down to that weapon there, not a particularly great idea for me. That's okay, because now we have all these choices about what we would like to do instead. We need to be a bit stronger there. So what could we do? Well, this is how Delve gets really fun. We could maybe go for this armor here. We look here. I have this node, so I could go to here. I could go up here. I could go across here and get some armor there. There's some more weapons there. And then there's another weapons cache down here. Alternatively, I can move over to here to get currency. And you can go back a few floors to try and do things that may be a little bit simpler. So we can go for a weapon here. It is a few levels back, but that's fine. That's fine. It's not a big deal. It's all about uncovering the map and perhaps getting some different ways. But as you can see, in the normal game mode, you can't do this. You can't just keep going and going and going. You'd have to collect resources and things in order to do that. So you can see we're eradicating enemies here. We've gone back just a few levels and we are zooming. We are zooming. Let's keep up with our friend here. Keep going. Go faster. Faster. I do want to keep an eye on it. Get my totem down. Whee, baby! This is why I love Flicker Strike. This is why I love Flicker Strike. And yet we have another event here as well. So this event, you can see we've got these red markers here. Now in the darkness, we're actually going to see these poison nests. We're going to poison the meat, and that's going to spawn some enemies for us. By clearing these, which we shouldn't have a problem with at this level, we are, by levels more than gear, much more powerful than this level. We don't really want to fight in the dark, because the enemies take reduced damage in the dark. So let's spawn the last two. Oh, we've got some enemies in here. Let's clear through those. Let's poison the meat while we're here, because, again, we're pretty strong in this area. Do a little leapy leap to jump over. Set up our totem. Get out of the darkness. Flicker Strike does tend to take you on little adventures, which is all good in my book. And then we're going to get all our loot for what we did. So we can now open these up. And we're looking for big swords. Now, we're probably not going to find one. I would be happy if we did manage to catch one on the show. But we're probably not. No, we're not going to get one. But that doesn't mean we haven't picked up any good stuff. We've got 2 Divine Life Flasks here, which might have some really good buffs for us. Bow, boots, gutting knife, another Divine. We got 3 of them. Interesting. That's cool. And some scrolls in order to unlock. And then from here, now we've unlocked this node. Now we've got all these places to go. Delve was my favorite thing to do in the main campaign, because in the when you're playing like the current season, you have access to like 6 or 7 different other game modes, as well as of course the Atlas, which is the endless version of what else could do, which leads to super bosses and things like that. But what the game does, what Path of Exile does, and I tried to make this abundantly clear in our blind playthrough, that I found so good, is Delve will have been a main season feature. So there would have been a season of PoE where it's like, we're introducing Delve. But they don't retire that when it's finished. It just becomes another optional way of attaining gear in the next season. Or sometimes, if the players aren't happy with it, or they think there's some issues with it, what GGG does is they take it away and they modify it and take feedback and they twist it around and they go, and then they reintroduce it later on and say, yeah, it's there. So all their content they make is evergreen. So what you end up with is, oh, I don't like current season. I wasn't a huge fan of the initial way this season launched with Scourge. I'm told it's much better now, but because they respond very, very quickly. But what you could do is you say, well, I still have Delve, which I very much enjoy. I still have Heists, which is the next one's coming up, where you're actually going to be stealing from like various different environments, from temples and mansions to underground caverns, all that kind of stuff. They're going to do an endless heist version, similar to Delve, but it's going to be the heist, where again, you can make a character super quickly and just engage with it and have fun with it. For our seasoned PoE players, this has been a blast for me. This is the first time I, like, copied a build from the internet. I've done 2 blind builds so far, but this time around I actually went, okay, let's see what it's like if we get a build that somebody has tested out and has figured out. And it's been really nice, honestly, because I knew the build was going to work. There is a lot of comfort that comes from that in PoE. It's like, I know this is going to work out. I'm just going to work through it. And the good thing about Delve is, even though I died, it's not that big of a deal. Like, at later levels, your XP rolls back like 10%, but you also have learned, like I learned before, I knew I was going to die going down there. It's like, well, I'm just not going to go that way. I'm actually looking over here. Let's try this one, because we're getting stuck at this node, right? And you can see with the pathing, I need to do that node in order to progress down here and go deeper. But I can come over here and go this way. So let's try this one. I'm not overly confident here. My goal right now, what I'm doing in my off time, is kind of doing some more horizontal rather than vertical stuff to upgrade my gear, because I've let my gear kind of rot. And I'm sure you guys who have watched me play PoE before know that I tend to not... I never really care about gear, which probably surprises people as to why I enjoy PoE so much. But it's the gameplay I enjoy. Like, once I've got going and once I'm smashing, it's really fun. And certainly overcoming the challenges. What I've had here is sometimes when I felt hard stuck, but I've had to just learn to play a bit better and do a bit more kiting, be a bit more wary of my cooldowns, that kind of stuff. Which I love tremendously. It's like, I will ram my face into a challenge for a long time. As many of you know, when I did the Labyrinth, the hard mode Labyrinth, which many believed I would not be able to complete, but I got there. I got there. Oh, so we have another rower nest. We have another rower nest. Well, we know how this went for us last time, but we had a somewhat smoother time getting here. Let's start spawning these and see what pops out, shall we? Ideally, with the build I'm playing, more ads the better. One singular ad isn't really my cup of tea. I prefer to have many ads up. That, I mean, it looks like he's maybe trapped back there. Get our defensives back on. We want to be as defensive as we possibly can be. This is good. Vulnerable. He resists cold. Of course, he resists cold. This is kind of one of the reasons I've been struggling a little bit with this area, is because a lot of the enemies do resist cold where I am, which is a bit of a bummer. A lot of my damage is around cold. I have more cold penetration now. You can see some of the more seasoned players are up to depths 1,150. Here's me pissing about at, like, I don't know, 70-something. But it doesn't matter to me. I'm fine. Because it seems to endlessly spawn sideways as well. I've just spawned 2 packs. I am turbo dead. I am absolutely roasted. Yeah, I am absolutely roasted. I thought the other pack was finished. I think we could do that one. That old nature of me is coming back out. I'm pretty sure we could do that one. I wasn't aware there was going to be another spawn. So let's go again. Why not? Where was it? It was not that weapon. Okay. This is the one I wanted. Because the reason I'm pushing this as well, I really do want a new weapon. My weapon is a good 30 levels behind where I am. Now, you get levels so quickly in Delve that that's not surprising. But I'm hungry for a new weapon. Let's put it that way. I am hungry for a new weapon. Let's go this way. Beautiful. I'm keeping an eye in particular. You see in the top left, you see my ice golem? He is a big part of my defensive setup. When he dies, we're in trouble. He's buffed out, so he should be providing as much protection for me as possible. I think a good idea here is probably to reasonably clear as much of the trash as we can on the way there instead of trying to rush to the place. Make our life a bit easy when we do actually arrive. We don't want to go the wrong way, though. Let's get back in line with our choo-choo train. Deal with all these little enemies. And we're really starting to hit some hordes of enemies here. So the more we smash, the better we are. Keep going. We are going this way. Excellent. Now, I will say one thing for those of you who are like, what am I even watching here? I'm using something called Flickr. It's not recommended for Delve at all. Oh, I wasn't even watching that. It is not recommended for Delve at all because it does take you on random paths. It tends to drag you into places you don't want to be. I love it. I love playing it, so that's why I'm playing it. I find it super fun. Let's go for the armor down here. Let's go there. See what's going on. And this is why I enjoy Delve. It's like, okay, this is pretty tough in these areas here. Especially if you stand in giant fireballs. But what you can do is start picking and choosing alternative paths that you could go down. In fact, there's several pathways I've been down that had vulnerability to cold, which obviously I had a considerably easier time with. And finding those paths was really cool because it allowed me to push much deeper, allowed me to see much better rewards. I got significantly more experience. And as you can see, you go back a little bit, so it's not like... I've only gone back like 5 levels here, and you can see a significantly easier time. But of course, it's Delve. You want to go as deep as you possibly can. As deep as you possibly can every single time, which is not what we're doing here. So we'll do this last one. And for the seasoned players, why do I enjoy Delve so much? The lack of downtime in Delve, I find very enjoyable. Now, obviously, I've shown, because I really do like showing sort of worst-case scenarios, because I think that's a better preparation for a lot of people. Oh, we got 3 bosses here, including Poison Lady, so not going to pose much of a threat for us at this level. There we go. You can see, we only got about 5 levels. Ooh. Okay, leather belts. Legendary leather belt. I am looking for a good 2-tone ring, actually. Who's shooting at me? Stop. No. Bad you. Tenderized Divine Life Flask. Another 2-stone ring. These have good resistances on them, and I'm weak on certain ways. Not too terrible, actually. Cold resistance. These boots might be good. We don't have any linked gems, though. And in PoE, you'll soon get to know that having links between these boots is good. We can make the links, though. So they might actually turn out to be a decent bit of kit. We've got another armor cache here. That's not going to get it done with 2 gems. That's really not going to be our power level. Or something we're looking at. What is your game, sir? Stop. Yes? Stop. Now, what you can also do is uncover the secrets in Delve. There are secrets. Now, they do show them on the map, but if we zoom out a bit, you can see like this here, these sulfur vents. There's no connecting path. What we can actually do there is blast our way. We have dynamite. We can blast our way through the walls and see what's going in. We'll check this out. So now we've got some items. Let's have a look at what they do. So we're going to get our Scrolls of Wisdom here. Anybody who's played Diablo or anything will be fully aware of this. What's the resistance I'm missing? I'll check my character here. The way this works, by the way, is that 75% means you're capped. So you can see we're weak to lightning and we're currently weak to fire, which is not helping our scenario at all. It's one of the things that I swapped out a piece of gear yesterday, I think, which did lower my resistances. What was our legendary? 11% increased max life, 29 to max life. Flasks do not apply to you. Flasks apply to your raised zombies and specters. Interesting. That is interesting. Now we do have... we did pick up some fire resist, didn't we? We did. I could really do with some fire resistance. Yeah, on the belt. 23% fire. Those are the 2 defenses I am missing. We'll have to drop some life, but we get a lot... You can see the difference in resistances here. And this is also to do with rolls, by the way. So this is 23% to fire, 40% to lightning. I'm going to lose a little bit of HP, but I think if we equip that, that's going to cap out our resistances, I think. I'll be very, very close to it. Not quite. Oh, no. So I've run into this issue before. So you can see this belt provides me strength. Without that strength, all these items don't work. So this is the fun of gearing in PoE. It's like, okay, for now, I need to keep that on because I need the strength from somewhere. Alternatively, I could try and pick up that strength in the talent tree. So I could pick up beef here, for 1 talent point, which would actually give me 30 strength, allowing me to up those resistances. So what I could actually do is I have 15 refund points. So what I could do... Ooh, do I want to drop that yet? Maybe not. I don't want to drop that frenzy charge. So I could look around and say, is there anything I could do without for... I've got a level in the... In fact, I've got a level in the next 2 places that I visit. And be able to equip that. So we can then make choices like that. And that's why Delve's so fun. It's like, what are we going to do? And ultimately, if I mess anything up, I can make a different character. It's really not a big issue. It's really not a big issue whatsoever to get things done. Endless Delve, dudes. I wanted to make you aware of this because these events are running. They're doing them for a little while. They're going to change them on a regular basis. Heist is up next. And if you're remotely interested in PoE and intimidated by it, this is a really good way to get into it. You can mess around completely in a nice, safe spot and have a great time with it, all right? Thank you so much for watching, everybody. I really hope you guys check out PoE. I didn't for years. As you know, I didn't check this game out for years, and I fully regret it because it's really fun. All right? Be good, and I'll see you again. Bye-bye.